Some might say that I'm a loner, but I just call it being free. I am my heart's only owner.
Hey everyone, I'm Calvin with Southern Country Living.
And I'm Marie.
And today we're going to be doing a video that we call the question and answer video. And a couple of weeks ago we asked everyone to leave us questions and comments that they wanted to get answers to. And so we're going to try to accomplish that today. It may take us a little while to get it done, and if it takes too long we may have to stretch it into 2 days. And if we have to do that, we'll do it, won't we, Marie?
Yeah.
And so we got a lot of questions. I think we got over 50 questions. And so it may be impossible to answer every single one, but we're going to do the best we can. And we're not going to do them in any specific order. So we're going to go ahead and get started so it won't take so long to answer all of them. Marie, the first question, I'm going to make this a real easy question for us. And the question is, how long have we been married?
53 years.
Yes, we've been married 53 years. We got married in 1971. Okay. So, Marie, first question went pretty easy, didn't it, huh?
Yeah.
The next question is, how many children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren do we have?
Okay, we have 2 children, 4 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren.
Yes. And there's another question that is similar to that we'll come to a little later on, and we'll go into more details on it. This next question is right here with it, so we'll go ahead and do this. Marie, how do you organize your recipes?
We print them off on the printer, and then I just organize them on sheets from desserts, side dishes, and that's how I do it.
Yes. And also, all of your recipes are on my computer, and they're in files for each different recipe. So that brings another question up, Marie. Do you have any plans for a cookbook?
No, I really don't. I have no desire to do one. You know, I know a lot of people do cookbooks that are on YouTube and all, and it's just a lot of detail that goes into it. A lot of them are self-published, and I just really hadn't wanted to get into that aspect of it.
Good answer, Marie. Doing a cookbook involves a lot of time and a lot of work, and once you get the book printed, if there's even one mistake in it, then you're going to feel bad about the book, aren't you?
Yes.
And so we've talked about it, but we just decided between the two of us it'd be best not to do one at this time.
Yeah.
Okay. Marie, this question here will be for me. Do we have any plans for more merchandise like we did last year? And yes, we do. We do want to sell some more shirts, and we will do that later. We don't have an exact time right now set up for it, but that is something we will be doing again in the future. When we do it, probably won't have our own store. Having our own store was nice because we could ship them out just as soon as you placed your order, but that created a lot of work on both of us. And so if we do it again, we'll probably use what they call an external store, where every time you place an order, they'll ship it to you, and you know, instead of us shipping it to you. Okay, Marie, now we're over here behind the college at Paris Lake. And so when you answer these questions, you don't have to worry. This is not a test. Our next question, Marie, is how did we meet?
We met on the church bus, and one of your old girlfriends introduced you two, me.
That's it. And we were going to church when we met.
Right.
And if you want to watch that video that I'm going to link in the description below, it goes into a lot of details about how we met. Okay, Marie, next question. Do we have a monthly grocery budget? That's sort of funny, isn't it, Marie?
Especially at today's prices. We try to have one, and we try to, we have what we try to stay close to, but sometimes we do pretty good, and sometimes we go over a little bit.
We do, yes. Okay, Marie, do you have any recipes that you made a video of that you didn't like?
Let's see.
What usually happens there, if we make a video and we don't like the recipe, we usually don't post the video. I know for a fact that we've had at least 3 or 4 videos that we did not post because we didn't like the recipes. There might have been a few recipes that I liked that Marie didn't like, or vice versa. But as long as we liked it and it was good recipes, we posted the video.
Right.
Okay, we're sitting over here next to the creek. We're here at the Presbyterian Church, and we're in the shade. It's a little bit cooler, but I got some sun coming in from this side, and there will be some noise when cars go by, but we'll do a few questions here. Marie, what is your favorite holiday?
What is my favorite holiday? Let's see. I think it's Christmas.
Christmas. I agree with you. I love Christmas. Next question. Have we lived in our house since we were married?
Have we lived in our house since we were married?
The house that we live in now. The answer to that question is no. When we first got married, we did live in a house in what we call the East Rome section of Rome, Georgia. And we didn't buy our house until we had been married about 5 years.
Also, we lived on Burren Road in North Rome.
Oh yeah, Berwyn Road was our very first house that we lived in when we got married. Okay, next question. I'll go ahead and do this one. It's a hard one. What was your profession, Calvin? And I could talk about that all day long, but I'm going to give you a good short answer. Primarily, I was self-employed for 33 years. And when I was in high school, I had took electronics in high school, so I tended to go toward fields of employment that was involved electronics. One of my first jobs was I worked at the cable TV system here in Rome, Georgia for about 10 years, and I was the head technician there. And when I left there, I went into doing contract work, and I was self-employed for myself. And during that time, we also ran a couple of different businesses, and Marie worked with me and helped me run those businesses. And so we were self-employed for 33 years.
Right.
Okay, this question has to do with retirement, Marie. How is retirement different than expected?
It's really not that much difference for me because I have mostly been a stay-at-home mom for many years, and then I watched my grandchildren, and I helped you in your businesses that you had, so it's really not been very much difference. It's just getting adjusted to having someone else at home with me, which is you. And that's really been a plus. And so we work together around the house doing certain jobs and all, and so I've enjoyed it. I do miss my kids and my grandkids growing up, though. You know, I had to adjust to that, and I'm still hadn't adjusted to it that much.
Well,
but
for me, for some reason, I thought all these years that when I retired that we was going to be rich, and we was going to have plenty of money, and we was going to travel and not have to do anything. And was I really surprised? We're not rich. We don't have plenty of money. And the worst part is when you retire, all of a sudden you're older. And anybody can say what they want to say. once you reach 60 to 70 years, your body starts to change and things are definitely different. And there's some people that seem like nothing's wrong, they're perfect, everything's fine. But for the majority of the people, you start to have problems from 60 to 70, don't you?
Right.
But anyway, but I'm happy. We do enjoy our life together. We enjoy our family and friends, and we enjoy our time together. So I'm
Right.
happy with that. Marie, there's the next question is a little different. I don't think anyone's ever asked us this before. But what is one food that you won't eat?
One food that I won't eat. Well, I think my mother used to want me to eat it, but I wouldn't. It's liver.
Me too. I'm not going to eat liver. Okay, Marie, for your question, what is your personal testimony?
Let's see. When I was 11 years old, on an Easter Sunday, I got saved at Trinity Baptist Church, and I went to that church for many years, and that's where I met you, and we became a boyfriend and girlfriend there, and I just have tried to live as close as I could to the Lord throughout my many years, and it was between trial and error a lot of times, and I wasn't always as proud of my Christian life as I would have liked to have been. But when you're young, there's a lot of things that you have to learn, and but God has been with me throughout my whole life, and He has showed me when I was wrong, corrected me when I was wrong, and put me back on the right path when I got off of it. And so that's about all I really have to say about my testimony on that part. It's just that I love the Lord, and when I'm trying to follow God as closely as I can, that's when I'm the most happiest. If I get off track a little bit, then the Lord, like I say, He leads me back on the right path, and that's when I'm most happiest, when I'm walking close to the Lord as I can.
For me, on my part, I also got saved when I was around 11 to 12 years old, and I got saved at the same church, Trinity Baptist Church in Rome, Georgia, with Brother Billy Patterson was the preacher there. And my grandfather was a preacher, and he was a preacher in the Church of God of Union Assembly. And if you're from around the Georgia area, a lot of you probably are familiar with the Church of God of Union Assembly, and their main location is up in Dalton, Georgia. But my grandfather, he was a preacher, and he mostly preached in the Atlanta area. But now he died when I was young. I think I was 9 years old when he died. So I only got to see him preach a few times when I was young. And but anyway, through all these years, I've had some really strong people in my life that I've looked up to. Brother Billy Patterson was one of them. Brother Jamie Studdard was another. And then we always call him Preacher Lawrence Agan here in the Silver Creek area. And all three of those have been very big influences on my life. And throughout my life, ever since I was a teenager, I always felt like that I had a calling to be a preacher myself. But I was the type of person, I never did respond to that calling. Let that motorcycle go by. Sometimes we have a little noise right here in this location. But I never did respond to that calling, and I still second guess my own self and wonder, how different my life would have been if I had responded to that calling all those years ago. And I talked to Preacher Agan about it, and he told me I liked one thing that he said. He said, Calvin, the one thing that you can do that is a good witness to other people is to witness through your life and how you live your life and show other people what it's like to be a Christian. And so That's my part. Marie, our next question here is, did you have a garden this year? I guess that's for both of us.
No, we didn't have a garden this year. It was due to Kevin's health, and I really hadn't missed it because of the deer and the weather conditions sometimes, and to me it's just hadn't been worth it for what little bit we can grow out in our backyard. Now, if you have a lot of land and a big tractor and can grow a pretty good bit of vegetables, then I think it's worth it. But I'd rather go to the store and get mine.
Okay, Marie, next question. How did we choose Lamar and Cynthia's names?
Well, Kevin says we chose them together, and I was in so much pain, I'm sure he was right.
Back those days, you didn't really pick a name before the baby was born.
No.
Like they do now. Now people know the name 6 months before the baby's born.
Right.
But back then we just chose a name. Usually
Right.
we didn't choose it till the baby was born.
Right.
Okay, Marie, this question here was a good question. This goes back a few years. Have we ever had any vacations with the extended family?
Yes, we have. Several years ago, we have.
Yeah, we've had several vacations that we took with our family, especially when we were younger. My Aunt Annie, we went with her one year to Charleston, South Carolina, and also one year we went with her to Cherokee, North Carolina. And we went on up into the Smokies from Cherokee.
Yeah.
And so, and we had a couple other trips, but right this minute, I honestly can't remember, Marie. When we talked about this other day, I came up with 4 or 5 different trips that we'd made. But as you get older, you tend to forget things sometimes.
Well, I know it was with Jason and our daughter.
Yes.
And we went,
It was up into Tennessee, up there near Kingsport.
yeah, and we went up there to look at a wedding venue for Kim's wedding.
Yes. Okay, we'll jump to this question here, Marie. Do you like to travel and somewhere that you want to go?
Yes, I like to travel, and my favorite places is Florida and the Smoky Mountains, and I also like to travel. We've been out west before, and we've even been out of the country to Mexico, but I like the East Coast. That's my favorite place. I like traveling up and down the East Coast more than anywhere.
Okay, next question. What age did we retire? Okay, now that's a very long story in its own self, but I'm just going to make a real short answer. I retired at the age of 61, and Marie, she retired at the age of 62. And so for both of us, that was about the same time, wasn't it, Marie?
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What is our favorite YouTube channel?
Oh my, I love all the cooking shows. I'm not going to name any specific one in general, and I love the traveling shows. I love the camping shows. I like the family shows. And I think I've about covered all the ones I like.
Well, that's a good answer, Marie. You know, my favorite YouTube channel, and y'all don't laugh at me for saying this, but it's Southern Country Living.
I'm laughing.
I was thinking about it yesterday, and I have several channels I watch a lot, and I'm like Marie, I love those travel channels, because there's nothing better than, you know, we love to travel, don't we, Marie?
Right.
So I was thinking, you know, which one of those do I like the best, because there's quite a few that we do watch. And then I said, well, which one do I watch the most? And as I thought about it, believe it or not, I actually watch Southern Country Living the most because I'm watching it the entire time I'm editing the video and putting it together. And then once we put it together, I will actually put it on YouTube and watch it one time before it comes out and is available for everyone else. And then once it comes out, I watch it one more time. And so I think I watch our channel the most, Marie.
And also, if you were running for president, we know who you'd vote for.
I'd vote for myself, sure. Okay. Okay, our next question. This is a good question. Does Marie drive?
I do drive, but I haven't drove in several years due to my medical conditions, which I get dehydrated a lot, which causes me to have cramps and stuff. So at this point in time, we decided that it's not beneficial for me to drive right now.
Okay, good answer, Marie. If she has to an emergency, she can.
Yes.
And you did about a year and a half ago, you drove one day for me.
Yeah.
But she can drive. And there's another question concerning that. We'll go ahead and answer that question right now. One of the questions down through here is, who taught you how to drive?
Calvin taught me how to drive, and I think he was reluctant that he did after I drove over his foot.
There's a story about that that's on our video for our 50th wedding anniversary video. Marie's brother tells that story because he was there and saw it. Okay, Marie, next question. What is our level of education?
Let's see.
High school.
Yeah, we didn't go to college.
No college,
no.
just high school.
Yeah.
And then this question here, we started not to answer this question, but does Calvin make all the decisions? That's a big no.
Yeah, we usually make them together, but I'm a Christian, and some of the teachings in Christianity is that the man is the head of the household, and so in that respect, I respect my husband, but we make the decisions together. There's no one that makes the decisions. We usually have to come to agreement, both of us on it, before the final decision's made.
And the bigger the decision, the more we take time to decide and agree on it.
Yes.
Like
if Calvin wanted to go in our bank account and buy a truck, and I wasn't for it, we would talk about it a long time before Calvin would go and buy it.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for about a year now, haven't we?
I'm just joking, y'all. Big purchases, we have to agree with it.
We do. Okay. Next question. Do you believe that age is just a number?
Yeah, and 71 is a big number, but I'm glad I reached it.
Yeah, it's getting on up there. I'm going to be 72 very soon, and it is just a number. Okay. Okay, next question. Do you give a percentage of earnings to charity?
Yes, we do. We do give
Yes.
to charities.
Yes. Okay, next question. Do you have any crafts or hobbies that you want to talk about?
I used to have a lot more than I do now, but I like to read. I wrote poetry. I did a lot of painting, but my eyes bother me now a lot, so I don't do very much painting anymore because my eyes just give me too much trouble, but I really love to do that. We really used to love to ride bicycles a lot, but our age has a factor in that, and then we used to like to hike. So I had a lot of interest, but my main hobby now is reading and watching YouTube and being involved in YouTube. But I can't even read as much as I used to. So, you know, I really do miss all my hobbies I used to get involved in. But those are my hobbies.
Okay. And I don't have any hobbies that I'm into right now other than the YouTube itself. And it is a big hobby by itself, isn't it, Marie?
Yeah.
But I do have some collections and things I used to collect a lot, but I don't get involved in it that much anymore. But I do like to collect old coins, and I do like to collect old pocket knives. Okay, Marie?
Oh, I forgot one of my other hobbies is I love to cook.
Yeah, okay, that's a good one. And Marie, this question here, do you have anything in the last year that you have changed your mind about how you feel about it?
Yes, and age has determined that. Me and Kevin used to want to have a homestead and have some land out away from everyone and raise our own animals and everything like that, but we don't feel like that we could do that justice now at our age. I know there's a lot of people older than us that does it, but they usually have done it from their childhood on up, and they're used to that kind of lifestyle. But me and Kevin's just gotten a little bit too old for that.
Well, we had chickens
Yeah.
back a few years ago,
Yeah.
and we really loved our chickens, and
We did.
loved the eggs and everything. But I'm gonna be honest with you, it costs more to raise the chickens than it costs to go buy the eggs, and so and all the work that's involved with it, we just decided, you know, that was it, and I gave all my chickens away.
Yeah, and it's also discouraging too. We had some beautiful roosters, and some neighborhood dogs got into the pen, and they just really destroyed our beautiful roosters that we
Yeah.
had. And but anyway, we did enjoy raising our chickens, didn't we?
We sure did. Okay, Marie, this next question, did Marie work before retiring? You worked all your life, didn't you, Marie?
Right. A lot of people don't consider being a homemaker work, but believe me, it is. But I not only worked at home, I also helped Calvin, like I said, in his businesses. Because he would have to leave lots of times, and there was nobody to be at the office or anything like that. So I would have to come down there and take over till he got back. So
We couldn't have ran it if you hadn't helped me.
no.
Okay, next question. Will we ever make a trip to the Ozarks? I think that we would love to make a trip
Yeah.
up there, but I don't know that we ever will. But we've talked about it several times, haven't we?
Right.
And I think it would be a beautiful trip to make. Okay, next question. A picture of us when we got married. And for that question, we actually don't have a picture of a wedding because we didn't have a wedding.
We have our picture when we lived on Boring Road holding,
When we got home from the wedding,
Yeah.
we took a picture in our house holding our wedding certificate,
right.
or our marriage certificate. But we don't actually have a picture of a wedding because we didn't have a wedding.
No,
Okay, and
we eloped.
and if you want to watch our video, we have a video called How We Met and Got Married, and I'll leave you a link in the description below, and you can watch that. It really goes into details about that. Okay, Marie, what is our favorite activity or attraction in the area that we live?
What is our favorite
We've lived here
activity
so long, so you
and attraction in the area?
We may be at our favorite right this minute. We love coming over here onto the creek and sitting in the shade. We also love going over to the lake and sitting in the shade over there.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite, is going over to the lake and sitting and eating lunch over there and talking. And I used to love to hike a lot before I started having problems with my hip, but I really enjoyed going around to the trails around here in Rome and hiking. But sadly, I don't do that very much now.
Before they redid the park over there behind the levee, there used to be a road that you drive down beside the river, and it went all the way around the park, down right next to the river. And this is when we were younger, in our 20s and 30s, and we used to love to go over there. That was our favorite place at that time. Some of you people that live around the Rome area probably remember when that existed. Marie, next question. What is your favorite restaurant meal?
My favorite restaurant meal? I like Mexican food, but when we go to Piccadilly, I like their chicken and dressing, potato salad, and I also like their sweet potato souffle, but I don't get that if I get potato salad, so I'll get either one of those two. And that's about it.
This was restaurant meals. My favorite restaurant meal has always been chicken and dressing, and then my second favorite is beef tips and rice. And since my surgery, I don't order chicken and dressing that often because I try to cut back on the amount of bread that I eat. And so, but beef tips and rice from the Piccadilly restaurant here in Rome, you can't beat it. It's the best. Okay. Marie, this next question is similar to the one a few minutes ago. How long have we been married? We've already answered that, 53 years. But how long have we lived here at this house?
I think we've lived here 43 years.
48 years.
Oh, okay, so I missed it by a few.
Yes, we moved here in 1976. The house was, I think, about 11, is either 9 or 11 years old at the time we moved here. And it did need some repairs. It needed painting and just a few basic things done to it. But we took care of all that. And I think that was one of the best decisions we did in our life, because I would give advice to a young couple that's getting married these days. The best thing you can do is find you a home that you can buy and purchase and start paying for it. When you reach our age and you're retired and you're living on Social Security or whatever, if your home is paid for and you don't have to make payments for rent, you're going to be a lot better off.
Right.
If we were having to make payments to rent, say, an apartment right now, it would really be a struggle for us to make it. But because our home is paid for, we do have to pay taxes, we have to pay insurance, we have to pay maintenance, and which pretty much I take care of all that. But all those expenses do not add up to how much it would cost if we were renting an apartment or another house somewhere.
Right.
So that's my advice. Be sure and buy your home and get a good early start on it so you can get it paid off early. Okay, our next question, Marie, is for me. It said, Calvin, were you in the military? And yes, I was in the military. I actually joined the United States Army Reserves while I was still a senior in high school. And Marie and I were already planning to get married as soon as I graduated high school. And back at that time, we knew that almost every young boy that graduated high school, if you had money to go to college, you could get a deferment and you didn't have to go into the military. And everybody was being sent to Vietnam at that time. And so, but I come from a poor family, so there was no way I was going to be able to go to college. And my draft number was a fairly low number that year, so I knew just as soon as I graduated high school, I was going to get drafted. And so I had heard about, getting in the Army Reserves, and one of my friends that went to high school with me, he told me about it. And so together, we went and signed up and went to Atlanta and took
Excuse me.
we went to Atlanta and took a test, and there was over 300 people that went to Atlanta to take that test, and they only had 5 openings. And so we were fortunate, my friend and I both were able to get into the United States Army Reserves, and we did 6 years in the Army Reserves. Okay, let's see. Next question. Do we sometimes hurt each other's feelings by accident, and how do we handle it?
Well, every couple, I don't care who you are or how long you've been married or what, you're going to have your ups and downs. And me and Calvin, when we were younger, we had our ups and downs, but now we're just so compatible that we hardly ever have any ups and downs much, do we?
Very seldom. And you know, we had a rule from way back when we were very, very young. Never go to bed at nighttime mad at each other.
Right.
And so we've been doing that all of our life. If there ever was something that we disagreed on or feelings got hurt or whatever, we always talked it out, worked it out, and we never went to bed mad at each other.
Yeah,
And
but-
that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, but we still, you know, occasionally won't agree on something or something other like that. But like Kevin says, we usually just talk about it and work it out, and it all works out.
Okay, Marie, what is your favorite fragrance to wear?
I like to wear Bill Bless.
Bill Bless.
And Kevin, he usually orders that for me, but he ordered the wrong thing last time. He ordered the cologne, and the cologne is not my favorite, but I do wear it. But Bill Bless perfume is my favorite.
Okay. Do you like, next question. Do you like living in Georgia?
Oh yes, I really love living in Georgia. I don't. The only other place I would like to live, like I say, I like the East Coast, would be either South Carolina or North Carolina.
Okay. Next question, a two-part question. How old were we when we got married? I was 19.
And I was 18.
Okay. And how
That's
did-
young compared to the times that the children get married today.
And how did Calvin ask you to marry him?
We, back, I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but there used to be drive-in theaters around everywhere. And so we was at the drive-in, and he pulled out that ring and asked me to marry him, and so I said yes. Real quick.
That's been a lot of years ago, hasn't it, Marie?
It has.
Okay. The next question, this is the last one on this page, and I'll try to answer this best I can. How much money can you make doing YouTube?
A lot of people think that you can make a lot of money, and some of the channels do make a good bit of money, but smaller channels, not so much. And we don't get a lot of affiliate.
We don't do any affiliates. We are constantly flooded in our emails with people wanting us to sponsor their products, and we just decided about 3 years ago that we were not going to do any product sponsor. We're not doing the YouTube channel primarily to make money. We're doing it because we enjoy it. We started off.
Yeah, it's kind of our hobby, isn't it, a little bit?
It's our hobby.
But it does help supplement a little bit of income, and when you're on Social Security, that helps.
Yeah.
But we're not getting rich at all.
No, but it does make a big difference in us, in our lifestyle. We're able to do a lot of things that we would normally not be able to do
Yeah.
if we didn't do YouTube at all.
Right.
But we actually started YouTube because when I had first retired, and when I hit 65, as soon as I hit 65, I found out that Medicare insurance was going to cost us a little over $100 a month, and I didn't know about that expense. So I decided, well, I need to do something to make that extra $100. And so my grandson Michael, I say mine, but our grandson Michael, he was doing YouTube videos back then, and he said, Pop, you need to do some YouTube videos. You can make a little extra money, and it's not that hard. So I took his advice, and I tried it, and sure enough, I started making money doing YouTube videos, and it's just grown from there, hasn't it, Marie?
Yes.
And as I did it up to, I forget the exact year, but at one point there, Marie had her surgery, And once she started getting the feeling better, she said, Calvin, she said, I should do some cooking videos and help the channel out. Well, what she didn't realize was when she started doing the cooking videos, she actually made the channel a whole lot better. And so the channel has evolved around her cooking videos primarily. And I think we're up to about 68,000 subscribers right now. And we appreciate each and every one of them, don't we?
Yes, praise the Lord for all of our viewers.
Marie, I want to let you answer this next question. It's got a little talking in it. What do you love about Rome? And if you're going to move to another place, where would you move to?
Oh my. Let's see. What do I like about Rome? Well, first of all, the crime rate is low, and that's a plus. And also, it's just beautiful. It's got rivers. It's very scenic. Excuse me, I'm faltering a little bit because I'm thinking exactly what all do I really like about Rome, and that's really my best answer. I think it's just that I like the crime rate's low, and I like the scenic part of Rome. The colleges are really beautiful, and the lakes and the rivers.
The rivers is my favorite.
Yes, and so that's my best answer on that.
Okay. Let's read next question.
Oh yes, I left out one part of that.
Okay.
Where would I
Where would you want to,
move to?
where would you want to move to if you was going to move somewhere else?
Probably up in the mountains, probably around Blue Ridge.
Yeah, we do love going up in the mountains, don't we?
Yes.
And, well, that's another question that's very similar to this. If you had an all-expense paid vacation and you could go anywhere in the world that you wanted to go, where would you go?
Calvin laughs at me when I say this, but I want to go to Canada simply because it's closer to the United States. I really don't like traveling out of the country. I have traveled out of it before, and I really don't like it that much, but I would feel pretty safe in Canada. So Canada. But, and also, all jokes aside though, I would also like to go to Ireland.
It's a good answer. For me, a trip that I always wanted to make, especially as I was younger, but as I've got older, I still think about it. I doubt that we'll ever make this trip, but I'd love to go out west and out there drive from California up to Washington and drive on the road that runs right next to the ocean and see all the cliffs and the water and all that.
Yeah.
And that's a trip I would love to make. A lot of the YouTubers do make that trip, and we've seen it before.
If we could take an airplane trip out there and then rent a car and then do that driving, I would be all for it.
Yeah.
But from driving from here out there, I wouldn't want to do it.
Okay, good answer, Marie. Okay, Marie, what is your favorite small kitchen appliance that you like to use?
My small kitchen appliance that I like to use. Well, I know the air fryer is convenient lots of times, so I enjoy using the air fryer, but I don't think this is an appliance, but it could be, I don't know. But one of my favorite things I like to use is my steak knife. A lot of people don't realize that they think that lots of times when I do my videos that I'm using a steak knife to do my cutting with, and I am, but the other part of the steak knife, it's a regular knife, and so it's my favorite knife to use in the kitchen, and I always like to use it. Calvin always says, "Why are you using that knife?" He says, and he can't understand why I like that knife, but it's just, I like to use it, and I've always used it around the kitchen, and it's my favorite knife. He still tries to win me over, but I hadn't been won over yet, have I?
No, but on your knife that you use is also one of my favorite knives to use. But when I'm doing a YouTube video, most of the time I'll use the bigger kitchen cutting knife.
Yeah.
Okay, something flew up to my face there. We don't need no bees flying around. Okay, next question here. How did Calvin learn to cook?
Well, he never did any cooking at all. And when we first got married, I think that he would take off at, he would take off at around the holidays, and he's seen all the work that I had to do to prepare holiday meals and everything. So he just started getting in there with me and pitching in and helping me. And so he really just took off from there, didn't you, Calvin?
That was it. And I started off, one of the things I remember cooking the most was breakfast, because that was my favorite meal, and I would cook that a lot. And then as Christmas becomes such a big event at our house, we would have about 30-something people there every year for Christmas. And I started helping Marie, and I realized it took 3 or 4 days of preparing and cooking and putting the meal together for that dinner. And so when I seen how much work it was for Marie to have to put together a Christmas dinner, I pitched in and started helping her with that. And we would actually start taking a week off at Christmas time so that we could do the dinner, because it was so much work. Then Marie got sick in 2015, and she had a major surgery, and she was, for almost 2 years, you were not able to cook or clean house or do anything. And so I took care, that's when I took over all the cooking, and I cooked every meal, and I learned quick how to cook. But the doctors were giving me recommendations on the type of food that Marie needed to be eating. So I was learning how to cook different types of food, and so it was an experimental stage for me, but I picked it up and learned how to cook and did the best I could.
Yeah, I think you turned out to be a great cook.
Okay, Marie, the next question, I'm gonna let you answer this, because I don't have a good answer for it. How do we handle chores and household cleaning?
Well, I do most of the inside work, unless, I'm sick or something other like that. Then Calvin, he will help. And that's about the only way I know how to answer that question, is just we both work together.
That's the main thing. We work together. Sometimes a simple thing like making the bed up. If I feel bad, Marie makes it up. If she feels bad, I make it up. If we both feel good, we make it up together.
Yeah.
And we just work together on everything. Marie does take care of like the bathrooms. She prefers to take care of the bathrooms. She can bend over and get behind things and clean things better than I can. So she takes care of that part of the cleaning. And then for me, I take care of the outside, cutting grass and weed eating to the best of my ability, don't I?
Yeah.
And so we just work together. And then on the cooking, we do share the cooking, and we share washing dishes, and we just work together on it, don't we, Marie? Whoever feels the best usually does it. Okay, Marie, the next question is, which type of pet would be your favorite pet?
I like cats. I also like dogs, but I don't want any pets at this time of my life, though. It hurts so much when you lose them. We just lost a family pet, Gus, and he was in our family for 13 years, and I helped him raise him when he was a puppy, and I watched him a little bit for her, and he was just the sweetest, kindest dog I've ever known. He was never was aggressive or anything like that, and he was just so loving. I never even actually heard him bark any at all, and he was so loving to children. So it just hurts so much when you do have a pet that you love to lose them. So at this point, I really don't want to get attached to any.
Okay, Marie, that finishes all of our questions. Now, I hope that I didn't miss any questions. It took a lot of time to go through all the comments and get out all the questions and write them down. And a lot of people asked the same question. And so was able to work it down. I think it ended up being 50 questions was what it was total. And so hope y'all enjoyed our answers. We did the best we could, didn't we?
Yeah.
And for us, it was a fun video. Last time we did this, I enjoyed making it. I noticed no one asked us what our favorite color was this year. And no one asked us what our favorite movie was this year. But you know, my favorite color is red and blue. I like two different colors.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite color, Marie? That's my question.
I like light blue and I like aquamarine. And then my favorite book and movie was Angela's Ashes. When I was younger, I liked Gone with the Wind.
Okay. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If it turns out to be too long, we may break it up into 2 different videos, but hopefully I can put it all together into just one video for us. So y'all have a great day. We love you and we appreciate you watching our channel, and we really appreciate all the questions that everyone sent in. So y'all have a great day. We'll see you on our next video.
And y'all do what you love and love what you do. And like Calvin said, we'll see you on our next video. Bye.
Take me back to the old dirt road where Mama and Papa used to go. Let's sing all them songs from a long time ago and pine for them old days of yore. Well, let me run through the breeze like the leaves on the tree. Let me fly like the leaves when they fall. Well, let my mind go serene like a cool water stream that runs from the mountain so tall. Oh, take me back down the old brick road. Take me home to rest where the mockingbirds nest and to cry through the green in the spring. Let's go back a ways to the old bygone days and the simple time we lived back when. Well, let the pull of the plow bring the sweat from my brow and the glow of the fire pull me home. Let me wind down my days in the sweet dusty haze. Take me back down the old dirt road. Oh, take me back down the old dirt road. Take me back down